Record on. Hi, everybody. I am Andra Annette, and I am here with my good friend and co-host CJ.C. Boyd, and we are Real Lives of the Entrepreneur, telling you the truth, nothing but the truth. So today, I include CJ in what I want to talk about because we come in and we just talk about whatever's on our mind. So, I did a post this morning about that continued growth, that continued process, about always trying to be better than who you are at this point. Because when we stop growing, we stop evolving, honestly. And I think a lot of people, when they get to a certain point in their career or their profession, or, well, that's kind of the same thing. When they get to a certain point in whatever they're working on in their business or their life, they think that's okay, that's it. I don't have to go any further. But there's always someone out there ready to replace you. We are all replaceable. So you do have to continue to grow, and it will be harder for anybody to really step into your shoes. So that's my message today. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's a matter of like, if we stop and we sit stagnant and we think that we've arrived at a certain position or a certain level and we don't do anything, it's like anything. If you don't use a muscle, it starts to atrophy. If you don't use your brain, it starts to not think as clearly or as quickly. So I think the point is everybody has to work to continue to be better. And it's not to better yourself so that other people think that you're better. It's to better yourself so that you're continually using all the muscles, all the power that's within you to continue to grow and expand, because otherwise we're not evolving in any way. And that's what we're here for. We're meant to continually evolve. We're not just here to, sit in a chair and do nothing and be a little bump on a log. We're meant to do great things. And if we don't continue to educate ourselves or learn new tasks or new tools or do the things, then we're just going to stay stagnant. And like you said, there's people are a dime a dozen. People are going to swoop in, and somebody's going to think, oh, they're learning quicker, or they're more evolved, or they have this new thing to offer. And it's you're really cutting your own throat if you're not continuing to make yourself learn and grow every single day, in my opinion.
I agree, and I think my husband's going to be really sorry to hear this episode because he spends a lot of time in his recliner. But it's not just even for that continued growth in ourselves. We do have an obligation to everybody has a destiny, and I'm a firm believer in that, right? So when you think you've reached that, you might be way off base, right? You might not be anywhere close to what you were meant to be here. So, and I think a lot of people live in fear and they're afraid to keep going. But even entrepreneurs online, they find a system that works for them and they keep using that system. And they kind of don't want to move to another one or explore other ones that may be together. So sometimes when you combine the new and the old, you get a really great fresh start, right? So, and it kind of brings more magic to what you are already doing. So, I mean, when I started out here, I couldn't even turn on my computer. I mean, that's how spastic I was. And I had to continue to grow and evolve and learn different systems, different platforms and stuff like that. But as in healthcare, I'm always learning something new. And there's always, and I've learned something new from other people every day, and even not in healthcare, just by listening to somebody else's perspective in a way. Like sometimes someone could have said something to you 10 times, and it's
Yeah.
where your mindset was at or where you were in that place at that time that nothing they said really made sense. And then maybe 4 years down the line or even a week later, someone else says it in a total different way that aligns with you. And you're like, huh.
Yeah. Light
And you
bulb.
remember then you get it. Like that light bulb goes off and that's what they meant by, right? Or you're sitting there working that tool and you see that magic come to life and like, wow, this is really cool. But it is about continuing on a path to be the person you're meant to be. And we do get to decide who that is. And I don't think we get to decide to stop though, because I think if we owe it to other people. I saw a really, really cool commercial, and it was about what smiles do, and then and how you reach out to friends. And I've never saw a commercial like that, but it was really heartwarming to see that positive message put out there, and how when this grows and that grows. But it was talking about how it started with that smile, and it grew into this friendship that grew into this community that grew. And I said, wow, that's so beautiful.
That's awesome. And you don't, I mean, most people don't think at it at that level. You know, when I was raising my kids, I always told them, you smile and say hello or good morning or have a great day to everybody that you pass by, because you don't know what's going on in their head. And it's landed for me so many times that that person, you could have, you saying have a great day could have been the thing that flips the switch in them, that they're like, I do, somebody does care about me today. I can continue to go on. I'm not going to, take myself out of this world. Or, that person could have had a really shitty morning. Their mom could have yelled at them before school. And you say, hey, yeah, let's hang out today, or let's sit by me at the lunch table. You've changed the trajectory of that person's life forever. And I think it really landed for me when you were talking that we have a duty. We're here on purpose. We're not here to just be stagnant and go through the motions and just, exist. We're here to thrive and to really do things. And we're all on purpose with a purpose that's just for us. And like you said, the way that I say something is going to land for somebody different than the way that you say something will land for somebody. And I was on a team call the other day, and it really landed for me that they said, you can just plug and play in the system. You can just jump into things, and you can, there's so many people out there that like copy and paste, and it's really easy, and it's just doing the same thing. And in my head, I'm thinking, it's robotic if you do that. There's no joy in that. I don't want to get up every single day and do the same thing day in, day out. I could have stayed in a job knowing exactly what my duties were every single moment of every single day. But being an entrepreneur, we get to choose. We get to pick and choose what we do today to build our business. It may be totally different than what we chose yesterday, and it may like just be totally out of our comfort zone to do the thing. But when we feel that joy, we're expanding. And when we're expanding, we're showing other people that it's okay to make choices and do things differently than they've always done. And so for me, I think the thing is choosing to be who you are every single day, and not staying stuck in that I have to do it this certain way because that's what somebody told me to do. It's like, no, I get to choose how to build my business. And it drives me crazy when people reach out and go, I know exactly what you need to build your business and how to help you, when they've never had a conversation with me. So for me, the growing and expanding is having those conversations with myself every single day. What is it that you want to accomplish today? What are you going to be intentional about learning today? Because if I'm not learning something new and different, I'm going to just be in this pool over here, people swimming, treading water, when the people over here are like, using the oars and getting on the yachts and doing the things and going and doing all these big bad things. And I don't want to just be stuck like in the quicksand trying to, get my head above water. I want to be able to show other people what's possible if they get out of their own comfort zone, if they learn something different. And it's landing for me that every single conversation that we have, you're continually saying, I've tried this, I've tried that, I've spoke to this person, I've done that. And you're a great example of what it means to continue to expand and grow on a daily basis.
I appreciate that. I think sometimes people might misunderstand my message. So it's because it's not just personal growth. We do, when we grow, it should be about helping others grow too. So I want to make that very clear. I'll give you an example. My VI was watching a class that I was teaching, and I was teaching people how to use Canva. I'm teaching people how to grow their business, right? For free, just because I can. So little tools and stuff. And my VA said to me afterwards, she said, I don't understand how you know this so well, and you're paying me to help you do this, this, and this. She says, is my job not secure? And I started laughing. I said, nobody wants to, I said, I ask you for different perspectives, right? And different things. And she's amazing at what she does. She's an amazing artist, right? So her her art aligns with my vision for myself. So I can help her as I grow, if that
Right.
makes sense, right? But I'm to this date 2 years out in content.
Awesome.
And my thoughts for tomorrow and where I'm going in my business might change. And those 2 years might just be fillers. If I'm away and I don't want to do anything, here you go. Throw that up, right? So, but they all have the same message and they're all heart-centered. So it doesn't matter if I use them or I don't, because doing them helps me get clear on my message and what I'm trying to do. So even though my VA or this one doesn't understand why I still control that part of my business, being that message, it's because it helps me get very clear and I could speak to people because I was on that path before.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I
Yeah,
know what they're
absolutely.
saying. I did a post, if losing weight was as easy as losing your keys, we'd all be supermodels. So I did a live in the group the other day and I said, do you think I don't understand you? Do you know how many days I said that to myself when I didn't want to get out of bed and exercise? That was me. All these little things are things that I've said to myself when I was on that journey. So, but you do have to be relatable. And I really, really appreciate what you said, how they talk about these plug and plays, because you can really see there are certain people that always stand out online and you can see their message because they're not like everybody else. So they do stand out, they do pop, they do stop that scroll, right? Where there are some people who just kind of blends in,
Yeah. It's like
and
static, the white noise. There's, it's just a lot of it is just the white noise and it's all the same thing in monotone, and that's what I love about seeing certain posts where it's like, oh, that really makes you stop and think, or like, oh, that's a kick in the teeth that I needed today. You know what I'm saying? And what landed too when you're talking is, you know, we're not here to do this for ourselves. Yeah, the money's great, the lifestyle's great, all the things, but we're here for a purpose. And we were created for a purpose that is meant to be an interlocking piece. We're a puzzle interlocking with a lot of different people and pieces to the bigger picture, the larger puzzle. And that's why we're here. We're here to support other people to be their absolute best, to do the thing that lights them up, to do the thing that is their purpose. And a lot of times it's hearing our voice or our message that clicks that thing in their head or in their heart and goes, okay, I'm playing small. I need to be doing this because I'm not going to waste the gift that I was given. There are so many people who didn't wake up this morning who had amazing gifts, but they're not going to get to share it. So for me to have a voice out there that's gonna, trip that switch in somebody else to go, okay, this lands for me. I need to be playing a little bit bigger. I need to be able to share my gifts. I need to be able to, do my duty to inspire other people. I'm not just here to, be in it for the money and race for the yacht and all the things. I'm here to really make a difference and impact other people, to give them the permission slip for them to say yes to themselves, to be able to do that. Because then in turn, when they get to that point, then they're going to start inspiring other people to know that it's okay. But you can't reach everybody, I can't reach everybody, so we all need to play our part. We all need to, really step up and speak to our truths to be able to show everybody you have something special inside of you and the world needs you, not just me, not just Andra, but the world needs the gift that only you were given.
And what a lot of people too don't really understand is that we were all given the same gifts, every single one of us. It's just that we chose to focus on the one that we wanted, right? So picture yourself being in heaven and God saying, "Okay, I need you to go down there and do this," and you'd say, "Well, can I do that? I like that, please, Dad." So and just finding that, but you'd never know who's listening too. So that speaks a lot to what you just said, because I had a weight loss client who just loves what I'm doing in my business. So when I started that group, Grow Your Business Without Losing Your Shirt, she was in. She said, Andra, I've been thinking about doing this business for a really long time. And now I'm in a position where I really want to change what I'm doing, you know? And yesterday she called me and we just went over some things, just like simple stuff, that she could do to make things easier, work smarter, not harder. So and to look at like the idea she had, I said, it's always good to look at what other people in your market is putting out there, not to copy and paste, but to get innovative ideas, because even though you're doing the same thing, your ideas and theirs are very different, but they might have a way to make that quicker, right? And
Right.
simpler for you. Like Canva, for instance, right? There's 100 different people on YouTube showing different things on Canva and different ways that you can use it, like to make mugs and shirts and all this stuff, right? These are all great. But, I was watching one that came on that interrupted the show I was actually watching, right? The podcast, the commercial. And I saw this girl do something I didn't even know you could do. And I said, wow, that's really cool. And what she was doing was showing you how to like certain pictures in Canva, you can't change the colors, but you can go on Etsy and get a pattern and put that pattern on that same flower and now use the colors in that pattern just by putting it in the corner. It makes it accessible to you. And
Wow.
I was like, holy shit. I said, this is great, because sometimes, I mean, who always, not everybody wants an orange flower, right? And maybe,
Right.
but I thought it was really cool that even Canva, when I started with them, it was so much simpler. Now it's incorporated AI and all this stuff. So I think it's so important just to really take pride in your work, who you're becoming, the message you're putting out there, and just really educating yourself on all the things that are available to you. This is such a vast world, and there's so much that we can do today that our parents didn't have access to, right? And women weren't in business the way they are today. We've come a long way. So there's so much more available to us in this day and age that other countries don't have, right?
Exactly.
So that's it. So that's it for me today. I'm gonna shoot my tree. You
I
want
think
to end this for us?
I do. The final thing that I want people to understand is that, a lot of times people don't want to ask people for help or don't want to, try new things because they're afraid of competition. They're afraid that, somebody else is going to see them and go, oh, but so and so knows how to do it better. When you learn from people who have been there, done that, and they spark the interest in you and they spark something inside of you that is like, okay, I really want to step up my game. I want to do this. I want to create this. And you thinking, of different things and different ways that you can do it. And I think, never be afraid of competition because we're out here, we're collaborating, we're supporting, but a little friendly competition is a good thing because people are like, oh, I want to get better, not because I want to be better than her, but I want to be better. So competition for me, I think is a huge thing where it's like, okay, this person's doing it this way and this person's doing it this way. I can marry the two and come up with something that works for me that's going to propel me forward. And then in turn, I know that the way that I'm doing it is going to show, Becky and Sue and Joe how to do it in a different way too. And that's just something that lights me up inside because it's like, it's not about me. Once I realize it's not about me, things get to be really delicious. And then you realize you're fulfilling your dreams and your life, but you're also allowing other people to get better and do better and have better because you've made that decision for yourself.
We're going to leave it on that note because that's very, very profound. So go out and get some friendly competition. Make you better. So we want to thank you so much for popping in and hanging out with us today. We hope you're doing your amazing stuff in the world wherever you are. And this is Andra and CJ.C. Boyd from Real Life of the Entrepreneurs. I almost said the wrong show. Have a great day, guys.